Hey everyone, welcome back to another day. It is day 2 of my conversion project, and today I'm going to be doing some stripping. Not that kind of stripping. I'm going to be stripping the van. So I was in two minds whether to start on the outside or the inside of the van. But really, because I'm taking so much out of the interior, it kind of makes sense just to get that out and then I can see what I'm left with. Hello Gino. If you saw episode 1, which I will link here if you haven't, you'll see there's quite a lot of rust on the outside of the van. So I really want to check how far that goes in. And just to make a really good job of sealing her up, this is a lifetime van for me, so it makes sense now to put the time in. And because I do want to change the interior so much, I'm just gonna strip it out, and I am looking forward to this bit. Some demolition is always fun, so let's get straight into it. Yuck. There's some nice stains as well behind it. Come on, I'm trying to talk about this bit. Come on, move your bum bum. Out the way. Come on. So as you can see, a lot more stripping back's been done, and it's become quite apparent what the issue has been. So there has been a repair here with the panel, and for some reason the person that's repaired this bit here didn't prime it at all, so it has literally just been exposed metal. In some ways that's a good news because it shows that this isn't going to probably be the same case all the way around the van. There isn't this much rust, but obviously I am going to be cutting this out with the big window anyway, like I mentioned. So good news really. I'm pretty happy that it isn't completely rusted all the way through, and yeah, it will just be a case of cutting this bit completely out. It's a really good example though, if you are doing a repair job on your van and you're patching it up with some metal sheet, it is definitely best to prime it. If you can access it, prime it all over. It's going to save you another job in 5 years time. Just got the fridge out and it's looking pretty rusty dusty, but I do think there's some hope that I am going to try and salvage this like I mentioned before. If the gas had leaked out, I think I'd be smelling like an ammonia smell, but I can't smell anything like that, so there is a good chance that the gas is still in and I will be able to repair this. But obviously that'll be another video in the future, very far in the future. So as you can see, I've stripped a lot out of here, and I'm pretty much planning on taking most of the van out. But I am being really careful around these gas pipes because if I do want to refit the gas, it's going to be really useful having these already in place. Obviously I'm going to get them checked, of course. I have only had one fire in my van and it was gas, so so I just wanted to quickly show you this bit because it's quite interesting, because there is actually a gas exhaust and a gas supply in this area, but there's no actual gas boiler here. But obviously that would be really useful if I could just put a gas boiler in here, and that would be my hot water supply for the van. Bit boring though, Kim. So as you can see, stripping out nicely, progressing, and I've taken a few of the ceiling panels off just to see what I'm looking at. The front is looking super nice, so I was getting very excited, and then as I've got slowly back, it's getting worse and worse. As I took this panel off here, I could see there was a lot of damp and I didn't know where it was coming from. So when I took this ceiling panel off, this is what I've uncovered, and it is just rust. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Let's hope the rest of the body's looking good, and it is just the ceiling that's affected. It's like the magical lucky dip. What are you gonna get? So I've started stripping her out, and there is certainly a lot of work to be done.
Unfortunately, there is just so much like patchwork over the years where people have done repairs, but they haven't actually sealed the metal. So what they've done is they've put extra metal in, but they haven't primed it, and that's led to more rust, which is leaking down all the walls. And not just that, the whole thing is infested with spiders. There's spiders, Zach. There's so many spiders. Oh. I started peeling some of the fabric off, and it was just, I found little like sacks to begin with, and then I was like, what is this? And then as I started peeling, there was like mommy spider there. Oh my God! And it's alive! And it's got all its babies, and oh God. It was grim. And it's just all over the van in the material. So I'm kind of glad I haven't slept in there. Yeah, so lots of work. I just really hope I can do it. I'm starting to feel quite doubtful and a little bit apprehensive. So yeah, it's a bit of a down day, I guess. I'm just going to carry on clearing and just see what happens, I guess. I mean, I really want to future-proof this van. I don't want to just do a repair that looks good. I want something that's going to like make this van carry on its life cycle for like at least another 20 years. So, wish me luck. So just before I show you what's lurking on the inside of the van, I thought I'd take the back door off.
Go. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off.
No, it's not the Italian job. That's what you were thinking. Not the back door, not this door. This thing. I don't know why it's here, to be honest. It's obviously like kind of tool hanger. It's off, and then once that's off, I'll have a lot more light to show you the condition of the inside of the van. It looks like it's only tacked on, but who knows until I start grinding. Let's hope it doesn't fall on my head. So that might have looked like really easy. I filmed the beginning of it when I started angle grinding the welds, and then obviously you saw the end where I pulled it off. Believe me, the in-between, not so easy. That must have taken me like 2-3 hours to get it off. It was just attached somewhere and I couldn't find it, and then I was hammering it, so yeah, that was actually a lot harder than it looked. But it's a big piece of the conversion done. I was actually really worried about taking that out. I could see it was like really snugly like fitted into the van, so that's gone, and it just seems so much airier and more roomy now. So I'm excited about the next bit of the build. You're going to show everybody the van, Loki? Yeah? You're going to give everyone the tour? So I've just finished completely stripping everything back, and I'm just going to show you what I found. Loki! Loki! He's always running off with something, I swear. So obviously the stripping back, it took me about 2 days. Obviously lots of scrap wood, loads of polystyrene, and yeah, just old like fiberglass in the walls. The fiberglass got into my skin, so I had like 2 days where I was just so itchy. I had rashes all over me. I mean, it wasn't so unbearable that I couldn't carry on working, but it was so uncomfortable. So I should have really worn like full protective gear, but I didn't realise how fluffy the insulation in the wall was. It was almost like a wool, and as soon as I pulled it out, it got into the air and then onto my skin. So luckily I had goggles on, so that didn't affect my eyes. So let's have a look at what I'm left with, what we're working with, and the bare bones of the van. Starting with the front, this is the cab area, and we have some really lovely metal here. There isn't really much to repair here, which is great. This is all looking pretty new. This van is a total patchwork quilt, as you'll patchwork quilt, as you'll see in a second. Haven't moved anything out the cab really yet. I've just really been concentrating on the back structure. And then, as you can see here, this is where the work really begins. You might have seen it on one of my reels where I was tapping away at this rush just to see how bad it was. So I've got a couple of holes in the ceiling up here, which definitely needs some repair. And I feel like this is responsible for a lot of the damage that you're seeing here. So it's obviously been dripping into the roof extension and then down, down, down. And this is the only bit of the floor that's really wet, luckily. So that's good news. I did say the chassis was looking pretty good, so that is good news. The door, those holes is just where I've basically taken the awning out, so ignore those. But yeah, this is looking like it could be taken back and resealed. I'm not too worried here. Another patch here. This is where the other problem with the roof is. Coming down to there, lots of welding to be done here. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Panels at the bottom looking pretty good. Moving towards the back, same kind of thing. Just some patches really, especially around where they've attached the awning. Obviously it hasn't been sealed properly. And this bit all looks pretty good, so thumbs up for that. And pretty much the same on the other side. I wouldn't say there's anything too distressing here. I'm just gonna obviously try and get this back as much as possible and reseal it while I've got it all out. My plan is to try and future-proof this van as much as possible. So, and then towards the back, as you've just seen, I pulled out that panel. This is going to give me probably another extra 40 centimeters on the length to build into. And then obviously I've got these great double doors. The dogs are loving jumping in and out now. They're like, wow, we can come and torment you some other way. Woohoo! Yeah, so really excited about that. And yeah, it's just given the van a really nice airy feel. Whole space just seems a lot more open now with those back doors. And I know a lot of you on my last video were voting on whether I should get rid of this door, and the answer was pretty much no from everyone, so I am going to be keeping the side door now. So thanks for letting me know what you think. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I've created a lot of destruction. I am nervous about what's to come. I feel like I've taken a lot on. There's a bit more rust than I thought. The floor still has to come up. I'm struggling at the minute of getting the vinyl. There's actually 2 layers of vinyl and they're completely cemented, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with that. And the next video you'll probably just see me starting to prep some of the rust, maybe doing a little bit of welding and hopefully getting this floor up. So if you have any tips for me, then please let me know. I'd love to hear them. I'm still deciding on a name, so make sure to drop those in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video where hopefully I'm not having a mental breakdown because I've taken too much on.